This video is about exponents. It's a review for your quiz. The directions say simplify, write your answer in exponential form. Question number 1, 8 to the negative third. It is a negative, which means it has a negative attitude, so it cannot say upstairs at the party. So let's build our house party. We know 8 has to go downstairs to make that 3 positive and complete the fraction. Answer to number 1 is 1 over 8 to the third power. Number 2 is a multiplication problem. So when you multiply bases with exponents, you are going to keep the base and you are going to add the exponents. When you do that, you end up with 9 to the 13th power. The next problem is 4 p's in a row, and they're all being multiplied, so that is p to the 4th power. Number 4 is a power to a power, so we have a superpower. We're going to multiply. We're going to multiply this negative 4 to the 12. So here's our work, show our little problem. 12 raised to the 6 times negative 4. That would give us 12 to the negative 24th power. We can't have a negative attitude, so let's build our house. The 12 needs to go downstairs to make that negative 24 a positive 24. And then we fill in our fraction. Number 5 is another power to a power, but it has division involved. But let's start with a power to a power. Superpower, let's multiply that 2 by everything inside the parentheses. So we have 5 to the 6 times 2 over 8 to the 3 times 2. When you solve the multiplication, 5 to the 12 over 8 to the 6. 5 and 8 are not the same base, so we can't do anything with them together. And because we have no negatives, that is our answer. Number 6 is 12 to the 0 power. Remember, with our pattern, anything to the 0 power equals 1. Question number 7 is another power to a power, so we are going to multiply. We're going to apply this negative 14 to both of the exponents that we have. So we would have 5 to the 1 times negative 14 over 8 to the 1 times negative 14. That will give you 5 to the negative 14 over 8 to the negative 14. And you can't have a negative attitude, so people have to go. Because 5 has negative 14 as an attitude, they need to go downstairs. That's a 1. So we need a 5 to the positive 14. I can cross that off. Then I go to the bottom, the 8. 8 has a negative 14 exponent, so it also needs to go somewhere else. Because it's already downstairs, it needs to go upstairs to become positive 14. Now you have to look at the fact that the bases are not the same. And if the bases are not the same, then your answer is finished. Question number 8 is a multiplication problem, 8 to the 6 times h to the 4th. To do these problems, you will add the exponents. Add the exponents. So keep the base, add the exponents. When you do that, you get h to the 10th power. Number 9, 11 to the 8th power divided by 11 to the 7th power. It is a division problem, so we are going to subtract. So we will draw our sideways smiley face. Keep the base and subtract the exponent. 8 8 minus 7. 8 minus 7 is 1. So 11 to the first power, or you could just have 11. Either way, it is time. Number 10 is very similar to number 11 or number 9, but it is a different problem because we have that negative exponent. It's 11 to the 8th divided by 11 to the negative 7th division. Therefore, we are going to subtract the exponents. And my marker is a little bit messed up, so be mindful of that. Sorry about it. So 11 to the 8 minus negative 7. And two minuses are going to make a plus. So 11 to the 8 plus 7, which equals 11 to the 15th power. I'm sure I can write that. I'm going to put it up here. 11 to the 15th power for number 10. Number 11 is another division problem. We have two negatives though. We're still going to do the same thing. Draw your sideways smiley face. We keep the base. And it's negative 8 minus negative 7. And the two minuses are going to make a plus. So that's 11 to the negative 8 plus 7. Which is 11 to the negative first power, because you would make a T-chart. You cannot have a negative exponent, so we're going to have to make our house. 11 needs to go downstairs to make that one a positive, and fill in the rest of your house. Number 12 is a power to a power with division. So power to a power, we're going to automatically start with multiplying. Power to a power, superpower. So we're going to multiply this 3. We're going to distribute it to everything inside that has an exponent, which is everyone. So I'm going to draw 3 arrows. And my word is 5 to the 1 times 3. M to the 2 times 3. Over P to the 1 times 3. Then we multiply everything out. 5 to the 3rd. M to the 6th. Over P to the 3rd. We don't have anyone that has the same base to combine. We don't have any negatives, so we are done with our answer. The last problems, 13, 14, and 15. We're going to start with number 13. We have 4mj to the 5th, all in parentheses, bringing it up to the 10th power. So we have a power raised to a power. So we have a superpower, which means we are multiplying. We're going to give everyone their attitude, because even though it's not there, everyone has one. We'll have 3 arrows, because we have 3 exponents. And superpower means we are multiplying them. So 4 to the 1 times 10. M to the 1 times 10. And J to the 5 times 10. Then you just have to multiply these out. 4 to the 10th power. M to the 10th power. And J to the 50th power. We don't have any negatives, so there's nothing for us to do after that. Question 14 is a division problem. So we're going to start by circling the numbers. That's more than just 12. We're going to circle the numbers because we can simplify them. And then we're going to circle the variables because we can simplify them. So the 4/12 simplifies to 1/3 because 4 goes into both of them and 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Oh, I totally messed this one up. I forgot about the y. Sorry. Circle that y. I need to redo that whole thing. Let me circle these again. So we have the numbers, the x's, and the y. So then the x's, because it's division, we are going to subtract, and we'll put them in the numerator. X to the negative 8 minus 2. And then the y just comes into the problem by itself. Now we can solve what we have. The 1/3 will stay the same. X to the negative 8 minus 2, we do a t-chart. Negative 8 and negative 2, so that would be negative 10. So x to the negative 10th power, and then y. We do see that we have a negative attitude, so they need to go downstairs to become positive. So we have 1y left upstairs, and then 3x to the 10th downstairs. And that is your final answer. The last problem is all 5s. The bases are all the same. So we are going to have to do something different for the first part. Let's just focus on the numerator 5s. So that is multiplying. So we are going to do the rainbow. So 5 to the 10 plus 12. And I'm just going to write 5 to the negative 3 as it is. Then we have 5 to the 10 plus 12 is 22. And 5 to the negative 3rd on the bottom. So we have a division problem now, which means we're going to do the sideways smiley face. We are going to keep the base. 22 minus negative 3. 22 minus negative 3. Then I end up with a negative negative, which becomes a plus. So our final answer, 5 to the 25th power. That is the end of the video. See you later. Bye.